Okay guys, in this part of the tutorial we are going to set up an automated email marketing campaign. I've included a couple of resources below the video and have written a bit about it above the video. I got a lot of good advice from Pat Flynn over at the smartpassiveincome.com, and he talks about email marketing, email automation, and the advice that he gives I think is really valuable. A lot of the emails that you tend to get from companies and blogs and that type of thing are, they've got a lot of pictures in them, they've got logos, they're kind of dressed up, they've got bells and whistles. Whereas Pat takes the view that the email should come in kind of plain HTML text, as if, I was sending an email to a friend of mine instead of, a bulk email from a company to a whole group of people. And the reason he does that kind of twofold. Firstly, he says that when he sends the emails in that way, just the straight HTML text, they tend to more easily get to the inbox of the receiver, and they don't get put into promotional tabs or that type of thing. They tend to go to the primary inbox. And secondly, he says that when people get emails that are dressed up and they kind of look like marketing material, then they kind of filter it out automatically. Whereas when they get an email that just looks like they're getting an email from a friend, they kind of tend to read it more. And he says that the numbers of people who read his emails compared to the averages are extremely high, and he kind of credits his email strategy to that. The second thing that he says is that when you set up an email automated marketing campaign, that you should never just send, one email. I mean, the first email you'll send is a welcome email. They sign up to your list and they get a welcome email. And the temptation is to not go ahead and write other emails so that they don't get anything. But he says, you need to set up an automated process so that they get an email regularly. When I say regular, I don't mean every day. I mean, my email campaign is set up for people to receive once a week. And I think you really want to pack your emails with valuable content that they're not getting from the blog. You don't just want to recreate blog content that, it's just like, hey, read my blog. Because if they're kind of following you and they like what you write, they're reading the blog anyway. And the email list, I think you should reward the people who follow you and spend some time with you by, preparing some content that they'll actually get a lot of value out, and only they will. Otherwise, why should they be on the list? If you're just going to sell to them on the list, there's no point in them doing it. So in this tutorial, I'll quickly show you how to set up an automated campaign. So again, I'm using MailChimp, and there's a link at the bottom of the tutorial. You're more than welcome to use Aweber or any others, but I think they're kind of splitting hairs depending on which one you like, and I go with MailChimp. So I'll just log in here. So that's just logging me in there, and there I am. So there you've got me, Tom the Dirt Road Hacker. So how do you create an automated workflow? The first step is to create a list. Now the list is where you will house all of your subscribers, all the email addresses. If you've got subscribers already, if you've got a list, you can import it to the same list, but I'm starting afresh. So we'll come over to create a list. Okay, so you have no list. So we'll come up here to create list. The list name will be, so it says your subscribers will see this, so make it appropriate. Good example is, Acme Company newsletter. I'll put the Dirt Road Hacker newsletter. Okay, the default from email will be that. The default from name will be Tom Allen. Okay, so remind people how you got on this list. You signed up. Can't spell there. Okay, so just a quick little blurb. Contact information. Why is this necessary? Because spamming laws require that you have an address at the bottom of all the emails that you send out. If you don't want it to be your personal address, you can use a post office box address, just to protect where you live personally. So that's what I did there, and you can do that. Notifications. Do you want a daily summary, a 1x1, or a 1 a one-by-one subscribe notifications or unsubscribe. So this basically, if you hit daily summary at the end of each day, you'd get an email saying this is how many people subscribed, this is how many people unsubscribed. This one, you get a notification every time someone subscribed or every time someone unsubscribed. I don't really need an email every time that happens, so I'll just hit daily summary and then we'll hit save. Okay, so we've got our list. Excellent, you have a brand new list. We've got no subscribers. If you want to import subscribers, you just hit here and follow the steps there. Or you can set up a sign-up form. What we will do instead, actually we'll go and set up a sign-up form, and because that will be important. Now, we have got opt-in forms on our site. So I'll just go over here to the Dirt Road Hacker. You know that we have them in our sidebar and on our front page, and what we want to do is integrate those sign up forms with our MailChimp account. So if we come over to blog, on our sidebar here we've got, you know, our sign up forms. Now we want to integrate them with, where are we, with our MailChimp. So to do that, we'll go back to our dashboard, and every place that you have, what's going on there? That must have been my old one. So we'll open up the site dashboard. Every place that you have a sign up form, you're going to need to add in the embed code so that it kind of integrates with MailChimp. So my first one is on my homepage, if you remember. And then I've got them on my sidebars. So in each one, I need to add in some code so that it kind of connects up with MailChimp. So we'll come to here, and I'll just take some shortcuts here. So when you're back onto MailChimp, when you've got your lists and you've hit sign up forms, you want to hit the embedded forms selection. So we'll go there. Okay. So embedded forms, you've got classic, super slim, naked, or advanced. You want to hit naked. Okay, and then you've got this copy/paste onto your site. The code that you'll need is the form action code, which is this area here from form action. However, you won't need that entire snippet of code. You only need from after this opening quotation mark here until before this end quotation mark here. And it's a bit tricky to highlight that area only, but try to get your cursor in between the two and then shift and then drag right across. So just between those two quotation marks there, the first block. So you just want to copy that and then come over to your opt-in form. So my first one here is on my homepage. So where it says, so under title, under the text to show, where you've got your form action, you want to copy and paste that snippet of code there. And then in the email field below that, you want to type in email, and in the first name field, you want to type capital F name. If you wanted to include a last name field, you would need to type in capital L name, but I just want the first name and the last name. So with that code in there, we will save and publish. And I'll show you how it works once it's loaded. Okay, so I'll come over here and I'll reload this. Okay, there we go. So I'll scroll down to my own opt-in form. Okay, so I'll put Tom Allen lives at gmail.com just as a test. Okay, I'll hit this button here, and that looks like it's working. So there we go. The Dirt Road Hacker newsletter almost finished. We need to confirm your email address to complete the subscription process. Please click the link in the email we just sent you. So that is how you embed the code and you create a list and a embedded sign-up form for your Rainmaker theme. I've only now included that in my homepage sign-up form, and I'll now need to go ahead and include it in the forms for my sidebars, which is the same process. There's the same input area for the form action, and you just paste this snippet into there. Okay, great.